Is it working? But it's not working. But it's not turning. So
yeah, so I guess you'll just have to do it straight.
This only goes like this, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess I can put it up against here. And hopefully they can... Thank you. Yay! There's one beer. We're having a little bit of technical issues. A little bit of technical issues. So stay with me for a second while I try to figure it out. First it didn't work on my phone. Then it didn't work on Be Live. Yay! Erin, can you hear me? Okay. Hi, Laura. I'm just going in here. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. So my phone, it's not working. The live is not working. And on my computer, the live is not working. So I'm on somebody else's phone in my house. I'm here. I'm coming. Just let me drop everything in there. Yay. Hi, Brooke. Emily, Laura. Yay. Sorry for being late. I was here on time. The technological gods or whatever have not been, for whatever reason, on my phone. I haven't been able to do live for a while. So now I'm not on my phone. But you know, I need a new phone anyway. It gives me a reason to start living into that. Let me turn off the sound on my computer, but I'm going to use... I'm just going to have to like put you guys up against something and hope that you don't fall. Yeah. Let's see. I might be able to do this like this, but then I want you to be able to hear me still too. So let's see if this is going to work. Now you guys are inside of a box. Can you hear me okay? Did I like numb you out because I put you at the bottom of it? Or do you hear me all right? Like, am I muffled? Does the sound good? Hi, Jenny. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. It's also like better quality. It's a newer phone. Okay, cool. So let's get started. As always, when I start to talk about a topic or a topic starts to come to me to talk about, I get visited by the topic. Hi, Marion. And this one being the alchemy of anger is clarity. And let me just see where it's going to start, because I've been going through some heavy stuff. Hi, Jennifer. I love you. Kisses. Some heavy stuff myself, emotionally, all kinds of... Hi, Sophia. All kinds of stuff. And I always like to talk about these topics from like a really personal point of view, because I live this stuff, and it only makes sense that I share it as in an as personal way as I possibly can. I also feel that this speaks to me and it speaks to you more. Hi, Shauna. I'm so glad you're back on Facebook. Anger is something that gets a really bad rap. It's also misunderstood. We have a lot of stories about what anger is appropriate and what anger is inappropriate. Hi, Natalie. And a lot of fear around anger as well. And so I'm just going to do like a little bit of ground foundation of what, like, you know, our conditioning around anger. Like, hi, Shane. This is kind of low. I have to look down at you. I don't want that happening. I don't want you to feel like I'm like... Let's see if I can fix that. Anger's scary, but it's only scary because we've been taught that it's scary. Is that better? I don't know. We've been taught that it's scary. We've been taught that there's only appropriate kinds of anger, and other anger is not appropriate. And we've been taught backwards. We've been taught backwards about anger. And I'm going to preface what I'm about to talk about for the next, 90 minutes or so with, I'm giving my definition, my experience, my perspective. If it doesn't jive with you, it doesn't jive with you. Throw it in the trash. It's really, I put all kinds of stuff underneath here to try to make it better, but it's interesting, and here we'll see. That might be better. I just hope you guys can still hear me. Okay. Yay! So if something I says, like, isn't your experience, that's awesome. But I'm just going by what my noticings are and the patterns that I see. I see a lot of things and what I experience. So if what I'm talking about touches you, awesome. If it's totally not your thing, that's awesome too. Just because I have an experience doesn't invalidate yours, and just because you have an experience does not invalidate mine. Like, all of our experiences are valid. So usually what we first learn about anger as a child is that it's not appropriate. Like, as a child, we express what I call pure anger, which is just the expression of, this shit pisses me off. I don't like it. I don't want it, and I'm done with it. And usually we get the feedback from a bigger person that you shouldn't be angry. Don't be angry. Don't act like that. And so we get this really weird mixed message. It's anger's not okay, but this kind of anger, this controlling kind of anger, this aggressive, external towards somebody else kind of anger is okay. And so we get really, really, really confused to what anger is allowed and what anger is not allowed. We have socially appropriate anger, we have socially inappropriate anger, and it's really, really an interesting thing. So pure anger is when you process and feel your anger internally, and you might say something externally. You might hit a pillow, you might go out and scream, you might, throw a plate, but it's not directed at another human being necessarily. So you're processing your anger within. It might have an external, and when I teach people to process anger, I ask them to sit in a chair and not move. Unprocessed anger is going to come out at somebody else, usually as violence. And that's when it gets scary, because we've been taught that anger is scary, anger is dangerous, anger is not okay. And we've been taught that the kind of anger that is violence is okay, and the kind of anger like throwing a plate at the wall or just being very angry in our energy is not okay. So when we are angry and it's pure anger, it's just because we know that something needs to change. So that's the first thing. It's coming up because there's something we've been ignoring that needs to shift internally or even in our external circumstances, and we're ignoring it. Anger also comes up as a band-aid for other things, for other unprocessed emotions. So if there's other unprocessed emotions that you're going through, you'll use anger to kind of like avoid what's underneath, like the gooky, icky, kind of nasty, usually weak or pathetic kind of feelings that you have underneath. The feelings of not being safe, the feelings of not being enough, the feelings of this really hurts. Anger will come up because it's more socially appropriate than crying or feeling sad. So anger is more socially acceptable expression of emotion than some of those things I just mentioned. My problem is my anger makes me really mean to the people I love, and I can't help it. It's really hard to live with. Yeah. Thank you first, Jenny, for being, hi Maciel, for being so honest about your anger. And get that you get mean. I'm angry this morning, but I feel the sad more today. Yeah. So if your anger externally, hi Allison, is hurtful to other people, like if you're getting mean to other people, it's because you're not feeling the things and listening to the things inside that hurt you. That hurt you. And it's usually like anger towards somebody. I love you too so much. So much. And if, hi Cherry, if your anger is hurting the people around, it's like I made a thing about this, was it yesterday with my son Quinn? So I'll use that as a story. I think it's a really good one about externally hurting people when I'm angry. So yesterday morning I had a conversation with my husband around money. Did that scare you? And we're walking out a lot of our codes right now, our money codes. And it's really intense. We'll get to the crying and the rage. It's a really interesting thing. So and I was like, I felt uncomfortable, and I felt confused, and I felt like I was so sick of being stuck or feeling stuck, and I couldn't talk to my husband. He was at work, and all these things, and my son starts like getting ready for school, but he gets like, he's like a sloth, like get ready for school, put your sock on. He's like, oh. That's my excuse, but so he just slows down, and so I tell him, come on, pay attention, just get dressed, and I'm being really aggressive with him. And he puts his clothes on, and he looks at me out of the side of his eye, and he goes, you know, Mom, the next time you talk to me like that, I'm not going to listen. This is a huge lesson for all of us. Huge. He did not invalidate my anger. He did not tell me, Mom, it's wrong that you're angry at me. He did not blame me or shame me. He did not say, you hurt my feelings. He did not, nothing. He just said, if you're going to talk to me like that, I'm not going to listen. And that leaves it in my court. That leaves it going, I'm going, yep, I'm being aggressive, and it doesn't have anything to do with him. There's feelings here that I don't want to feel, that I'm not processing. Hi, Drew. And I just bowed to him. I'm like, yeah, you're right, dude. You're right. That didn't mean I wasn't angry still, or I wasn't expressing it externally, but I was like, yep, he's right. Big lesson in how to be with people who are angry from a 7-year-old. Big lesson. If you're going to talk to me like that, I'm not going to listen to you. Right? Not that you don't deserve, it's just such a clear boundary of, you're emotional, but not like, you're emotional and it's bad and it's wrong. Like, there's just nothing of that, right? So then I got to post about it and tell you guys, hey, this is coming. Like, this is the alchemy of anger. Anger will bring clarity. If it doesn't bring clarity like it did out of my son's mouth, it's going to bring clarity to you if you're willing to sit down and be with it. So I'm going to share the journey that I went on. Oh, Lynette, thank you. I was having some, hi Bart. I was having some technical difficulties for some reason. My phone is being very strange in many ways. So now I'm on a phone of my girlfriend who lives with us. My computer didn't work. Like, ow! So when your anger is externally mean to somebody else, there's something inside of you that's hurting. And we have learned or trained ourselves or been conditioned. There's all kinds of different places it comes from, that it's okay to be mad, but it's not okay to fall apart. It's okay to express anger, but it's not okay to say, I'm scared. It's okay to tell somebody where to shove it instead of saying, I'm really hurting right now. It's okay to have road rage at somebody instead of saying, I'm really scared you're going to hit my car, or I'm going to die because you're driving like a retard. It's more acceptable to yell at our partner for not taking the trash out, or charging extra $20 on the credit card, or whatever. It's more appropriate to yell at each other than it is to say what we're really feeling. We've just been taught out of our emotions. We've been taught out of the other emotions. Anger is more acceptable. And not pure anger. Pure anger is when you have processed it. Like, you feel it, you're with it, you process it. I don't know what to call it when it's not unprocessed. It's unprocessed. It's confused anger. And that's where violence comes from. That's where we externalize it and we push it at somebody else. And it's been socially acceptable and appropriate for a long time. One of the most beautiful things in the work that I've experienced, in the work that I do, that I experience, is somebody being so mad, and I'm talking like rage, sitting still in a chair, processing it, being with it, not turning away from it, falling down into a puddle of tears, sounding like some kind of an animal, hi Shante, and releasing that. And it happened in this span of about 7 minutes. From rage and I want to kill somebody to, oh my God, I'm okay. In 7 minutes. Because they made full body contact with the rage and the anger. And they didn't turn away from it. And it's scary. And it's intense. Hi JD. There's a lot of kids in the background, if you guys hear that. what happens when we experience anger, when we are willing to sit with our anger, is we get really clear. And that's scary too. Clarity is it's one of the most comfortable places to be when we're used to it, but it's one of the most scary places to be when we're not. Like, we may get angry because we don't like a job, or we're not happy with something a partner does, or something isn't working out, but we're not really angry about that. There's just something inside of us that says, this needs to change. There needs to be more clarity here. Something needs to shift. It's the catalyst of change is what anger is. It says something needs to change, and it needs to change quickly, rapidly. And we're afraid of that clarity because we know what's underneath there. It may be like, I need time to myself, or I know it's crazy, but when the trash is taken out, I feel safer. Call me crazy, that just seems to be something that I need. And being able to express that to somebody, and I need your help. Can you help me? Can you take out the trash for me when I'm not here? Because it just, for some reason, when the trash isn't taken out, I feel like I'm under attack by the universe. Call me crazy. It's just what I need right now. Being clear about what I need. Being able to just, and to communicate what I need without anger. Like, I, for a long time, played out the pattern of, if I need something and I have to ask for it, then I need to be bitchy and mean and nasty about it. And I have to be angry to show how important it is to me. My anger, the level of my anger would show you how important this is to me. Instead of coming back and being like, I'm scared right now, or this hurts me, or whatever. So let me give an example of how this happened for me. So what happened with Quinn yesterday when I, externalized to him, and the road that I have been walking since then. And before I go further, there is a link right underneath this video for PayPal if you'd like to contribute to this work, to me, to if this serves you in any way and you'd like to donate financially. There's a link underneath this video for you to do that if you want to. So, okay, Sophia, what if you're angry and you're dependent on the relationship, like a doctor? I've tried changing doctors, but they won't allow me. Okay, I'm going to come to let's see. Okay, I'll answer this question and then I'll finish the story, but I might forget. It's like, so. The anger comes from believing that you're dependent on the doctor. The anger comes from feeling stuck. The anger comes from feeling helpless. The anger comes from like feeling hopeless, like not able to do anything about it or them or the situation. And what I find is that if I allow myself to feel the stuff that's underneath the anger, the stuff that's really in there, I can find a way to change anything, any circumstance. And sometimes, I always say there's two ways, and then there's 100 million ways between the two ways, but there's two ways to change something. There's two ways. When anger says change, it's always internally first. You need to shift. I have to shift something inside of me first. I can't use anger to try to change my circumstance if I have not made the transition inside myself first. So, there's two ways that I can change something when anger comes to visit. One is I change the way I see something, my perspective. I'm really, really good at that one. The one I struggle with more is changing my circumstance. Like saying, I'm out. I'm not going to stay in this relationship. I'm not going to stay in this contract. I'm not going to stay in this apartment. I'm not going to stay with this doctor. I don't know what the consequences of that are, but I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to shift it and change it and do what is in my power to do, because living in this anger, living in this hopelessness and this helplessness is not worth it to me, because my well-being is more important to me. So, yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but that's what came. So I'm going to go back to walking out, and there I will ask, as soon as I'm done with this, I think there will be questions and answers. So there'll be lots and lots of space if you'd like to stick around. I love you guys too, like so much. And if I'm going to do this in full transparency, you guys, I'm super tender right now. Like, I'm super, like, I'm on the edge of tears. I cried for 2 hours this afternoon. I'm in it. I'm lit. I'm in it right now. And so, like, I even questioned about whether I should get on the live feed and if I should show up. But you know what? I cannot show up. This is just what I am. So here we go. So there was this conversation, and to give you like a background, not that you guys need it, there's been a whole shit ton of stuff going on in my life since June. Like, really good stuff. Like, really, really, really good stuff. And it's also been really overwhelming. So there's, and really kind of shitty shit has been happening too, alongside the really good shit. So there's just been a lot, like a lot. It just feels like wave upon wave upon wave upon wave. And I'm like at that place where I'm like, oh my God, like I really feel like I can't take anymore, right? So that's where I'm at. And I get into this thing with Quinn yesterday morning, and he tells me, no, if you talk to me like that, I'm not going to listen. Which, again, reminds me, okay, Shanti, this is yours. What's going on? Yesterday, I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't really want to. I touched the surface of what was underneath the anger. And for me, hi Elizabeth, when anger gets really bad, in my experience, there's a couple of things that flare up. And it's really beneficial to just pay attention to what makes you angry, and when you get stuck in anger and when you lash out, like watch the steps, because there are steps that are happening that are winding that anger into space for you, right? It's so for me, I start to hear things in my head that are like, I need to get away. I don't want to be here anymore. And I don't just mean like not in the house, I mean like here. So I don't want to be here anymore. And those for me are like my red flags. Those for me are like, something's going on here and you are in danger of being lost, right? And when this happens, when I start hearing this, like, I gotta get away. I don't want to be here anymore. It reminds me of this label that I've had placed on me, which is like, you know, clinically depressed. It reminds me of being unhealthy. It reminds me of being dangerous. And so when I get scared, and then anger starts coming. I start to get angry at everything. I start to hate the kids. I start to hate my husband. I start to hate the snow. I hate the wind. I hate my shoes. I hate everything. Like, I get really, really mad. And that anger is the catalyst saying, Shanti, come here. I need your attention. Now, it's been years since it got to that point for me like it did today. Shanti, I need your attention. Now, it's nowhere near as bad. I used to like freak out and scream and yell and be a complete mean witch. That's not where it's at anymore for me. But this came in. I don't want to be here anymore. And I was sitting in the car with my husband and my girlfriend, and I'm like, it's like there was like this thing, and I just was getting angry. And so that anger was like knocking on my door saying, there's things here for you to look at, for you to feel. Here comes your emotions, and they've missed you. So I was like, all right. So we get home. It's about 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed. Because, like, there's a level of exhaustion, not just in my body, but in my soul right now that scares me. Because it just reminds me of past experiences, right? I know in the depths of my being now that I am okay. It does not prevent me from not feeling the emotional landscape of my existence. So I laid down. As I laid down, my husband turned on the radio downstairs, that Spotify, some Spotify thing. Like 3 people wound up coming to the door. The doorbell was ringing, and I'm like, I'm just up here trying to sleep. Don't they fucking know? Don't they give a shit about me? Like, I'm like raging inside of me, like thinking I'm gonna like throw off my blanket and like just stomp downstairs and scream at everybody for not being considerate. Thank you, Sergio, for being here. So that's what I was. And instead of doing that, which was my default for years, that was my default. I didn't know I had another choice. I didn't know I could do different. So I just did that. It was my default. So instead of throwing off the blanket, stomping downstairs, freaking out, I was like, all right. Okay, anger. I see you. I'm right here. I'm not going to go anywhere. And proceeded to like bawl my face off. for, by myself, probably for, and rage. This kind of rage comes from, don't they see me? Don't they love me? Don't they understand I need my sleep? It's like, it's never coming from this place of like, sanity. And it's okay, by the way, if you're angry, if you have rage. Oh, fuck, it's okay. The first step, I promise you, you guys, the first step is just to say, I'm angry and it's okay. I'm in a rage. It's okay. Don't invalidate it. It has as much of a right to be here as anything else. We all know how painful it is. We all know how painful it is. Every human being. So I started to cry, and all the feelings, I'm talking all the weak feelings. You know, I'm weak. I'm pathetic. I'm not good enough. Hi, Melanie. I should have made this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this decision differently. I fucked everything up. I'm a fucking mess. Who the fuck am I to be a coach? Who the fuck am I to be doing what I'm doing? Who the fuck do I think I am to be a mother? Like, all of these, not just thoughts, but impressional feelings inside of me. Like, all the things I've done that were horrible. Hi, Fran. If I acknowledge it, it's scary. It is. But when it's scary, it means you see it and you're not hiding from it anymore. And this is beautiful. This is like, that kind of awareness is what we are. It is scary to acknowledge I'm afraid or I'm so mad. But it's also freedom. So I met the anger. The anger yelled at me for a while. The rage yelled at me for a while. And then the other feelings of like not enough, not being seen, not being lovable. All the decisions I should have done differently. Everything. All this stuff just came up. And it was like I was puking stuff up. Like just puking it up. But it was still tainted with anger. I was still mad. Like, so I was mad, sad, pathetic, weak. I just let myself feel all these feelings. Plus, like, here's the thing about emotions, guys. There are no words for many of them. The words that we have to explain our emotions are minuscule to actually what we feel. Like, try to explain what it feels like to be in my body. Like, there's just no words, right? So I walk out a bunch of poverty code. I walk out a bunch of not enoughness shit inside of me, and I'm just feeling it. It's like a freight train has hit me because I let go of the anger. The anger was like unprocessed. Anger that comes outward, external like that, is unprocessed emotions, and the anger becomes like an anchor. It like clicks in so that the feelings underneath are not as evident, because the feelings underneath the anger are actually what we're more afraid of. Hi, Monica. Because those feelings of like not enough and hopelessness and fear and not feeling safe and self-righteousness, they're going to lead to clarity. They're going to lead you to what you really, really, really want to know, which is, what am I going to do now? I also have a default reaction to anger. We all do, Shane. We all have default. We all have default to anger because anger has been what we've used to protect ourselves from the uncomfortable feelings of I'm not safe, I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I'm not seen, I'm not respected, I'm not appreciated. Anger is the appropriate. Hi, Christine. Kristen. Again, anger is seen as being an appropriate reaction, even though it's really scary. It's scarier, and now talking like this right here with you guys is not going to sound like it is, but in an actual conversation with somebody, it's scary to look at them and be like, I'm afraid right now. Or, I don't feel appreciated. Or, I just want you to love me. It's going to sound right now like that's the easiest thing to say. But when you're face to face with somebody who's angry, you're face to face with somebody that you feel rejected by, it's not so easy. So, but it's clean communication. My 7-year-old, if you talk to me like that, I'm not going to listen to you. That's clean communication. Oh, Lily, big kisses. I'm speaking languages of the heart as well. For all of you here, Lily speaks Spanish. And she doesn't understand English, but she comes and hangs out with me, and I love it. And she uses Google Translate really, really well. It's funny because I felt so disrespected when they were making all that noise while I was sleeping, but in reality, there was no disrespect going on for them at all. They were just unconscious. Oops, no bad intentions. Yeah. If I bottle my feelings, it's like confronting a wall. Yeah. Oh God, it is. And I don't like to like split genders or anything because we have all of us, whether you're male or female, you are experiencing you have experienced the conditioning to suppress your emotions, to not feel your emotions, especially like the ugly ones or the weak ones or the pathetic ones, and even the joyful ones actually. But as male or female, we carry different imprintation codes about which emotions are properly okay to be felt. Vanessa, you're welcome. Yeah, so and anger brings clarity. So this is where I came. So I walked through my feelings. Then I was still pissed. And then I went downstairs. I wanted to like put in meditation music and I couldn't find my earphones. So then I got even more mad. So not only that, I'd been crying for like an hour, or maybe it was like 40 minutes at that point, but now I'm like downstairs like puffy faced and pissed. And starting to feel softer. Anger has, all emotions have like a visceral expression, and we all know what they feel like. They're going to be different in each of your bodies, but we all have like that. So anger feels like I'm going to crawl out of my skin. It feels like tight and hard, explosive. If I really get into it, it actually feels uncertain, unreliable, but yeah, tight, constricted. And so this 40 minutes I go downstairs and I'm still pissed off. Yes, like a teapot, like I'm like, it's just gonna explode out of me, right? So I'm having that. I'm on this edge, right? And I've cried and I'm snotty and I'm angry and I can't find my headphones. And I'm like getting ready to be like super pissed because I can't find my headphones. And my husband, I didn't know, but he was sleeping on the couch. And he opened his eyes and he looked at me and I looked at him and I was like, I can't find my headphones! God damn it, everybody! And he's like, do you want to come over here and sit with me for a minute? And I feel myself like, hi Marlies, I feel myself like wanting to be mad. I feel myself like wanting to hold on to that anger, that rigidness, and wanting to like pick up. If I had the headphones, I want to like pick them up and throw them at him. And he's just offered to have me sit with him. And I know in this moment, because I've been here 100 million times, this is my opportunity to not default. And I let go of the anger, not necessarily let go of it, because you can't let go. If you're feeling something, you're feeling it. There's nothing you can do. But I let go of trying to hold on to the anger. And so the anger was there, but it softened. It became what I call pure anger. It just became the sensation and the experience of anger. Not me trying to hold on to it or think about it or give it more, flame it, like create it more and more, or tell myself I shouldn't feel it. It was like, okay, there's anger here. Okay, all right, anger. Okay, all right, I surrender. Here you are. Let's do this. And I walk over to my husband and I'm able to like just cry pure tears, like not tears of anger or anguish or madness at myself, not the not enough tears, not the I'm a shitty mom tears, not the I'm a shitty person tears, not the who the fuck am I tears, not the I want to die tears, but just like this pure, relaxed, released, just tears, just letting it flow out like a river. And then that's when emotional processing is really happening. It's just flowing. There's no having to do anything. There's no, and in this case, it was tears. But emotional processing is like this no matter what. Sometimes there's tears, sometimes there's not. But this was emotional processing of just finally letting go and letting myself feel like a ton of emotions that I wasn't feeling for months now. Like Okay, I'm really good at this, but there's still shit I hide from. There's still shit I'm like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that right now. Or there's too much going on. I have to keep going. So I just let it go. I let it all go. And then from that pure space, I could talk to my husband about what was really in my heart. Like what was really in my heart, which was, I don't want to do business the way I've been told to do business. So much runs. Yes, exactly. And when you let go of anger, all the other stuff has space. And it's not like, again, I'm going to say you can't let go of your feelings. You can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to be angry. It's like I gave in. So anger was really hard, and I just went, and I leaned right into it. I was like, okay, here we are. And it just kind of like, it became like a loving blanket. It became like this space to experience the other stuff. It actually held it. So there was clarity on the other side, which I didn't want to have. I didn't want to have that clarity. I didn't want to, that the fact that we've written a business plan, and I'm like, can we just throw the business plan in the trash? Like, can I really just do this thing my way? Because the other shit is not working. It's killing me. And like part of what I've been feeling that got me to the anger of like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's okay if I die. Which is a recurring pattern for me. It's a default too. I recognize it. Thank you, God. I recognize that it's not truth for me. Was that I don't want to do anything unless it's in full alignment with me. No matter how successful it could be. I don't want to do my life, my business, my relationships based upon something I should be doing. And I had been trying to do that for a while. Or at least allowing more in than I normally do. So that's where my anger came from. My anger came from trying to be something other than I am. Anger. And clarity. The clarity could be, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I don't want to be in this job anymore. I don't want to work with this doctor anymore. I don't want to do my business anymore. I just want to throw it in the trash. And we're scared of that clarity. Like when I'm clear, and I'm going through I'm really letting things flow and I'm clear, I rarely get angry. It's so rare. It's rare for me now. So when anger comes, it's like this, it's not a red flag, like, oh my God, this is bad. It's wrong. I shouldn't feel this way. It's ding, ding, ding. There's something here. There's something here for you. I don't really want to die either, but the intense feelings make me feel death would be easier. Oh, Robin, yes, that was so perfect. Here we go. This is exactly why we avoid the negative or ugly or deep or intense emotions or relationships because they feel so intense. And we think we need to get away when really we need to go in. Go in, go in, go in. Let it hold you. You will not fall. It's about going in this way, in. I'm going to go in. If my emotions are going this way, whoop, it's because I haven't gone in. And when somebody's angry, once you've processed your anger and you understand that your anger is not bad, it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with being angry. Again, it's telling you, sweetheart, something needs to change. You're not happy with something. What is it? We need to change this. There was a thing that happened at the school with one of my kids and the teacher, and I was angry, and I made some changes, and it was for the better. So, anger is a beautiful thing. And when felt fully, it can be a catalyst for amazing change. When it's not felt and it's not processed, it becomes violence. And violence is external towards someone else. But the reason that we're so terrified to feel these really intense emotions is because we've been told they're bad or they're wrong or it's ugly or it's inappropriate. Usually we're being told that by somebody who's yelling at us, which is really fucking confusing. The way out is in. Emotionally, the way out is in. Okay, let's see. I was always afraid to express my anger, afraid I would say something that would end the relationship. She actually wanted me to get angry and would goad me. It's goad? How do you say that word? Goad? I have really lost in the past and have the fear of that. Good. That's a really good thing to bring up. I'm still so afraid of my anger that it makes me violent without even knowing sometimes. I love that. So both Craig and Anna Marie, being afraid of your anger is what makes it violent. I've said hurtful, horrible, awful things to people too. I am the biggest asshole of the universe sometimes. And yelling is confusing. Oh my God, that's such a great thing. I gotta come back to that. I'm like trying to cross my fingers, thumb, so I come back to the yelling thing because I'll tell you what happened for me, how I released that. So, first off, there's an environment created with my kids that they will tell me like what Quinn told me. So I've created that kind of communicative environment where it's really clear. Not just me, myself, and I. We've all co-created that, the 7 people that live in this house. Yes, anger and fear go together. They do. But what I want to go back to, so afraid of anger and the fear of hurting someone, right? That we will hurt somebody because we're so afraid of the anger. It's like, there was one time my husband came up, he's like, are you mad? I'm like, yep, I'm mad. And he's like, is it me? I'm like, nope. And he's like, okay. That's what's changed for us. Before it was like, why are you angry? You shouldn't be angry. What's wrong with you? And I'd be like, I would go into like anger and defense and fear and be like, I don't know what's wrong with me. You shouldn't yell at me because there's nothing wrong with me. Now you're a jerk. And then you're yelling at each other. So instead of it's like, are you angry? Yeah, actually I am angry. Are you angry at me? No. Or, yeah, I am really irritated and angry because you didn't believe that. Oh, this just happened the other night. So I was irritated with my husband because he had said some things and I didn't feel like he believed in me. And I was irritated. And he's like, are you irritated with me? I'm like, yes, I'm irritated with you because I feel like you don't believe in me. He's like, oh my God, that's not how I want you to feel. That's so not what and we meet in that place, right? It's honesty, honest communication. Yelling is confusing. So when they are saying something good about a person in a bad tone, so yelling is like the lit up beacon that can tell you you've lost your mind. I love it. So I remember when I was breaking, it's to say this is like we're doing this on purpose, so please don't take it that way. But when I recognized I was running patterns, the only way to break the pattern was to change it. So I broke the pattern of yelling at my kids, and I used to yell daily, people, all day long. So I broke the pattern of yelling at my kids where I started, first step, I allowed my emotions to live. All of them. I don't tell myself that emotions are bad, and if I do, it's only for a brief moment, and then I let them be here. But the second one was I would be yelling at my kids. I don't know what. You should take out. Why am I yelling at you? And we would all stop and be like, because I could catch myself in the middle of the scream and be like, what am I yelling for? Like, I cannot figure it out. There's nothing in my current reality that says I should be yelling at you. How can feeling the helplessness help me get out of the situation? Being angry isn't helping either if I think about it. Good point, Sophia. Very good noticing. Here's the thing. If I can really, truly connect with my hopelessness, there's freedom on the other side. It's the only word I can come up with. It's not freedom. It's something else, like even more amazinger than freedom by allowing my emotions, by allowing me to feel my emotions fully. Like, what's on the other side of helplessness? What is there? If I allow myself to feel so fucking pathetic and so weak and so incapable, what do I have on the other side of that? I'm always super curious, and that's how I explore my life. Sorry, I'm just trying to read this. Yeah, it's a liberation of energy. That's a good one, Shauna. It's like the emotions are flowing through and they are absolute rocket fuel. That's exactly what it is. That's a good way. So I call them rocket fuel. It's like once all of this shit that I'm feeling today has been through, it's like rocket. Now, right now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not at the rocket fuel point. I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, I'm so exhausted, and it's like, I have like a hangover from feeling, and it's okay. Oh, fuck, I prefer this feeling too. I so prefer being so in touch with myself that I feel like I'm on the verge of tears every 3 seconds than feeling like I'm a fucking whacked out Ninja Turtle, like with anger carrying it on me like that. I prefer this. I prefer to be in this very mushy, vulnerable state to any kind of badassery that could possibly be associated with yelling or being angry. So it's like, and here's the thing, it's not about that feeling the emotions are going to help a situation. They're going to help your well-being. And when you're in a place of your well-being, you make profoundly different decisions for your life. It's okay to feel helpless. It's okay to feel weak. It's okay to not feel okay. How you feel is valid no matter what it is that you feel. This is a really good one. So for example, and it goes to with experiences as well. It could be like, and you see it in families too. Like you'll see like where 2 siblings had the same parents, but they had strangely different experiences. It's because that's how unique we are. Or I just had an experience with a vendor that was not good. It was really shitty actually. And it's all over my Facebook. And people came to me and said, well, you shouldn't talk about this because I had a good experience with them. And they, I got really good service. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that I am genuinely happy that you had good service. I didn't. Your good experience does not invalidate my bad one, and my bad one does not invalidate yours. Both are true. This is my truth, and that's yours. And this is how it is with emotions. I can be angry, and you don't have to be. Or you can be angry and I don't have to get angry with you. Or you can be hurt and I can be not hurt, and we can still be okay. We don't have to invalidate each other. But how do you communicate to your partner? We argue about nothing. It feels like he lives in argument. Okay. Communicate from your core, from your things. I'm afraid. Or this feels stupid. I don't want to fight. I think I need to, like, there's so many times in an argument where either my husband or I have left the argument and be like, this isn't a good idea. Like, we had the worst argument ever of our lives last April, and we haven't fought since then. Little things, but nothing like that, because we both were like, that shit, not worth it. We're not doing it anymore. A vulnerability hangover. Yeah, but I love vulnerability. So it's a hangover, putting those 2 words together, like, is painful in a way. Not, I don't mean it, but it's like, nah, it's not really like that, because this feels good too. Use anger to cover up drugs, really, to come to the point where you see and choose to do nothing. Of somebody else's anger, you mean? Like, I can be with pretty much anybody's anger now because I allow my own, for anybody's emotions. I can literally sit, but here's the thing, I don't have to. I'm honest with myself. If I don't feel safe, I leave. If I'm super tender, like I am right now, I would probably not be the best person to have an angry person in my face. Like, I mean, I don't know because it's not happening and I can't know what the future is, but I just can tell you right now, I feel like I need some space from that. Raw expressed emotions to yourself are like, I don't know, magic. They're magic. You are allowed to feel how you feel. And anger is not, it's not the bad guy that we've made it out to be. It's here to say, I don't want to use the word wake up, but it is a little bit. It's like, wake up, come home, come closer, come in. And if we all knew that, we wouldn't go around being violent towards each other. I can see, when I'm in really good space, I can see, you're angry. Can I support you? Is there any way I can support you? Sometimes it's like, somebody will say fuck off. And like literally, they just need to be alone. And I don't take that personally. Nobody in my life tells me to fuck off, just to be clear. But I'm just saying that could be the response from somebody. That no, they don't want your help. I'm meditating every morning before the world is awake. I'm feeling my fucking emotions. I love my husband so much. He is my person, I'm sure. But he has kids, and I have always known I do not want kids. And I'm so afraid that this anger is trying to say to me, because it ends there, but I think I get the idea that the anger is telling you that this isn't, that maybe you need to leave because of the kids. I mean, I don't know if that's what you're writing, but I'm thinking that you're thinking that's the clarity behind it. So I want to tell you about thinking you know what's behind it. So this is so good, Jenny. This is so good. And I'm so afraid that the anger is trying to say, put whatever you want after that. Whatever you want. Same thing that Craig talked about earlier. I'm afraid. And so when I'm afraid and I think I know what's on the other side of the anger, then I will be angry. But I won't actually process the anger because I think I already know. And I can tell you from my own experience of processing my emotions, like going in and doing this art, because this is art. There's no science to this. This is like full-on self-expression of the biggest epic kind that you can even imagine. Self-expression meaning it's individual, and if you're painting a picture, if you're painting a painting, it's going to be your fucking painting, not anybody else's. Every single time I thought I knew what was on the other side, it wasn't that. It wasn't what I thought it was. And the clarity, let's just say that on the other side of your anger is, Jenny, you have to leave the relationship because you can't, this is not your thing. Let's just say for like that is the clarity. It does not mean that you have to leave. Right? That's what we're afraid of. I'm going to have clarity and then I'm going to have to do something about it. It doesn't mean that. Hi, Mary. It does not mean, because now I have the clarity that I want to do my business different, that I'm going to not run the programs that were on my business plan. That's not what it means. But that's what I thought it meant. And it still might mean that, but I don't know. I don't know what's on the other side. I think I do, and I have an inkling, but I don't actually know the full outcome of it until I've really, really, truly allowed my anger to process. Then I will have. Only you can tell. Only you will be able to tell once you've processed it. You can't intellectualize processing emotions. You can't be like, well, if I feel the anger, I'm going to have this. And what I love too that you brought up, Jenny, is like, I'm meditating. This here. I'm meditating, I'm working out, I'm eating right, I'm sleeping, I'm doing all the right things except sitting down and truly listening to myself. Like truly, truly listening. What do I really need? What's really here? What really needs my attention? Because if I think I know what it is, I'm not paying attention. I've already checked out on myself. I've already neglected myself. If I shame, blame, or guilt myself for feeling angry about my situation, then I can't see clearly. I don't have clarity. Right? If I blame myself for not whatever, then I can't see clear. There's no clarity there. And if I think that I'm going to have to leave my family from my clarity, and I'm blame, shaming, and guilting myself about that, then I'm sure as shit not going to find my clarity. It's, can I find my clarity without knowing what it is? Can I be so open to the gabillion options of the universe that I allow myself to feel this so fully that my answers come and I don't have to think them? Yeah. And I can say that to Jenny because she's been in a course of mine for emotional alchemy. So if none of that made sense to anybody else, that might be why. So if anybody has any questions like specific to like what I said or around anger and clarity, then I'm here. I'm here for the next half an hour for anyone who has any questions. And again, right underneath the video, there's a link for PayPal if you'd like to contribute. There's a button there. Put whatever you want in. US dollars is best right now for the bookkeeping, but whatever. You're welcome to contribute if you'd like to. Let me see if there's anything else. Other than the fact that I'm feeling really tender right now. Like really. And just, I'm super grateful right now that I accept anger as a part of my existence. So that when my children get angry or, and I'm okay. Here's the thing. I know, Jenny, don't you worry about it. It's not about, I just do that because it's fun. It felt really good to, Allison brought that in to hers, and I thought, God, that's such a good idea. I'm just going to do that. Like, it has nothing to do with having to. And just your presence is awesome. Because when people get angry in my life, then I'm able to be present. And not just that, if somebody gets angry at me, with me, around me, and I'm uncomfortable because of my work with my emotions, I'm okay with being, I'm okay with them being angry. I'm okay with my discomfort with them being angry. And it's like, it's all just allowed. And so the people that I'm with the most, the 7 people in this house, are, I don't know, it's amazing. So I'm super, what's the first step? Anger is happening. What do you do? Feel it, sit with it, walk with it. Okay, good. So if you have what you or someone else, or you believe somewhere in your head that you have an anger problem, like if you have that label stamped on your head by you or someone else, or you genuinely experience this as an issue, the first step is to recognize that, oh, I'm angry. If you have a history and a problem of like lashing out, here's the invitation. Sit down. Be very, very still. So there's the tendency, and there's nothing wrong with going out for a run or hitting a pillow, but these are for another time. If you really want to get to like the core of your anger, it means I'm angry, and this is what I did. I'm in the middle of a conversation with my husband. I'm really angry. I feel myself getting really mean. I feel myself getting really like vindictive, like malicious. And I would be like, I have to go away for a minute. I need to go away right now. And I would come, and this is my chair. I would come and I would sit in my chair, and I would notice that I was gritting my teeth. I would notice all the things, and I would just sit with that anger and everything that it brought, because it's never just English. English. It's never just anger, especially if you're at that mean and malicious place. Sit down and be with that anger, and not get out of that chair until I had sat with it, until I had been with it. That's step 1, and taking the space and the time to do it. Like, to me, there's nothing more important in the universe. And it left my husband or whoever else was on the other side of the argument like this. Because I don't know. I was like, I'll be back. I can't do this anymore. I gotta go right now. And I didn't give an explanation for it or anything. I was like, I gotta go take care of this. I have to go sit down. I've been crying the whole time. Big kisses, Sophia. And anger, but now I see that it's not about that. No. Anger, especially when it's like out external, there's something so much more tender waiting for you. Hi, April. So much more tender waiting for you. Step 2. Okay, so step 1 is pretty much what you're going to need to do to find your space. So then I would come out from having felt it, and I would be more clear on what it was that I was needing. Like, what do I really need from this person? What am I really upset about? And it usually was, very predictable. It's not. So, but it was, I just want you to love me. Or I just want it to be okay for me to be upset. And it's okay. And you're not telling me I shouldn't be upset. Or I just want you to hold me. Right? This is what I wanted. I was being angry about this because I wanted these things and I didn't know how to ask for them. So step 2 is clear communication. But clear communication means that you're not requiring the other person to change. You're just saying, this is what I would love to see. You don't have to provide it for me, but this is what I would need, is a hug or whatever. So step 2 is clearly communicating what was behind the anger. In relationship, right? If you're in a relationship. And dude, relationships are my jam. I fucking love being in relationships. Oh, me too, all the time. I'm like, I'm groping around in the dark with all this stuff as much as anybody else. We all are. Here's the thing, people. This is what we are. It's not who we are. This is not explainable. This is like a realm that we have been taught out of talking about. We all feel like we're the only ones. We all feel awkward in our emotional experience. Every single one of us feels awkward unless we're a child of like 5 or younger, where we're just like, fuck that shit. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. No apologies. I just feel the way I feel. And I need nobody's permission, and I do not need to apologize. I feel the way I feel. And you can tell me I shouldn't. That's fine. But I still feel the way I feel. It can't be invalidated. It's what I feel. It's not wrong. It's not right. It's just what it is. I feel the way I feel. And we've pushed ourselves out of that. Like the feeling of just feeling full on. We feel everything. Right now, as I said, like I feel the light on my face from this light that I didn't feel before I said that. But I am absorbing all that information. I'm absorbing all the information where you guys are. I'm absorbing the stuff behind you guys. That's emotion too. Like, that I exist is my emotional experience. Kind and loving. I love it too. And the thing is, kindness, I love kindness. And kindness isn't always nice. Kindness is sometimes mad and angry, and it doesn't like shit. It's okay. It's like, it's okay to feel the way you feel. And sometimes when we're in an argument with somebody we love, it's like we're both just yelling and angry at each other because we feel the way we feel. We're defending the way we feel. And we're accusing telling the other person they shouldn't feel the way they feel. And then we're in a fight about who should feel what, and nobody knows how they feel anymore. And now we're fighting and we don't know why. Like, it's complete insanity. Instead of like, I feel the way I feel. I feel the way I feel. If you're going to talk to me like that, I'm not going to listen. They were coming in, but they didn't. If you're going to talk to me like this, I'm just not going to listen to you. And it was so clear. I was like, good one, Sophia. But feeling angry feels better than feeling helpless. I've always thought that anger was higher or better. This is what we've been taught. Anger is appropriate. Crying and falling apart on the floor and being a mess and not having your shit together, that is not appropriate. We got really, really confused about what's good and better and higher and all of that. Because in my experience, and this is my opinion of like, no emotion is higher or lower than the other. No emotion is higher vibration. No emotion is better than the other. They're all just equal. They're equal. And we've been taught to not feel the uncomfortable ones. Like, why is anger more comfortable than helplessness? I mean, just from like an intellectual masturbation point, like why? Why do we think that anger is more comfortable than feeling helpless? Right? Like helpless or weak or feeling pathetic are like the worst things. Feeling like admitting that you don't feel like you're enough. Admitting that you want everybody in the whole universe to love you. Nope, I'd rather be angry. Anger feels safer. It's not safer than helpless. The vocal vibrations are interesting with anger. I'm wondering if the same communication is given to me without yelling. I think I'd respond much differently. Yes. Yes. But yelling? What is yelling? Like, okay, if you just take the sound of yelling, it's if I listen to somebody yelling, it sounds like a panic attack. Like just yelling. Like if you don't hear the words and you don't know what they're saying, it sounds like anxiety, I mean, think about it, like, or just feel into that when somebody's yelling. Like if you take away the fear of the yelling, if you just kind of like, whoop, yes, but tantrum has a connotation of judgment to it. It can, not always, but if I just take over the fear off the yelling, what do I hear? And Jenny says, helpless is way worse, and I disagree. I felt really helpless. Yes, I'm in charge. I'm the boss. I'm a badass. You can't hurt me. I'm going to get you first, right? Instead of somebody yelling at you and you just say, I'm not going to listen if you talk to me like that. Or you say, when you yell at me, it scares me. Or I feel really helpless when you're angry because I don't know what to do. Or when you are angry with me, I think that you're going to leave. Or when you're angry at me, I think I'm going to, I don't think I'm good enough. And I try to figure out what I can do to fix it. And I start to go crazy in my mind to try to figure out how to fix it. And then I get scared and then I get angry and I yell at you. Honesty. Yes, because anger is strong, ego, helpless is way more vulnerable. I think that's why I feel this way. Yeah. And especially if you have been on your own or had to take care of yourself and not had support, and not known what it is to be able to lean into somebody emotionally. Like, or if you've been manipulated when you told somebody your deep feelings and they used it as a weapon, or they used it against you because they got uncomfortable with what you told them or whatever. It's going to be really hard to be vulnerable. But I'd rather be the fool. I'd rather people, and I've heard this hundreds of times, like that I'm naive and I don't have a grasp of reality and I'm delusional and all kinds of shit. I'd rather be all of that than violently angry, because I lived violently angry for a very, very long time. And what it was violently angry and clinically depressed. Violently angry, clinically depressed. There was like nothing in between. Now, that's not true, but that's what it was like. That's what the feeling was. When you yell at me, it scares me. When you're angry at me, I think you're going to leave. I think I'm not good enough. Yes, it's just true. Yeah, most of my life. Exactly. And if you've had to do this shit on your own, like where I had to go cry, I went and I cried under the fucking toilet or in the shower, behind the shower curtain, it was hidden, and I was the rock forever. It's just, no. I'd rather be this seething, tender fucking thing that I am than be angry all the time. I don't have anyone to lean on emotionally. Oh, Sophia. So many of us don't. And I can say that I had it when I started this journey. But I've created it more, if that makes sense, by continually not going back to the default mechanisms of anger and just choosing to be honest and soft and vulnerable. The people in my life that are in it are fucking amazing. And they can lean into me and I can lean into them. And you're leaning into me and to us here right now. And that's big. That's so big. I'm so like you. I will always choose love over and over again. I'm stubborn as fuck when it comes to that. Stab me in the heart and I'm still gonna rip out the thing and keep going with my heart even bigger. That's just how it works for me. And it has to do with me accepting my emotional experience. You can talk about spirituality, you can talk about religion, you can talk about society, you can talk about what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, but you know what? Emotions don't listen to that. Emotions are wild, free magic. They're not logical. They're not mental. You can mental masturbate yourself all you want, and you will not be able to explain away what you feel inside your body and what your emotions are doing. You won't. And people will say shit like, oh, now you're using the emotional card. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm emotional. I can't exist to myself without my emotions. It's okay. I've always had to do it alone, and when I do tell someone my inside vulnerable, they then do it to me, smack my head. But I always learn from it. I do my best to turn it all around. More and more compassion for all. Hi, Dory. I prefer to stay away from the analogy that emotions are a chemical reaction in the brain. Although that's beautiful, and I have a girlfriend who teaches amazing shit. Her name is Busy Gold. And she teaches booty yoga, but she's also now just come out with a thing called Break. And she really goes into like the science of emotions. So if that stuff like turns you on, go check her shit out. I prefer to look at emotional experience and expression as art. And I will always stay in that place. I love knowing the science, but it's not my thing. I'm stuck at anger too often. I have internal arguments I'm working in this on now. Yeah, okay, good. I don't know if you were here earlier, Dory, about like sitting with your anger, like just sitting still with your anger as it's moving through your body. So not while you're doing it up here, because, okay, anger in your head is going to sound like a voice. It's going to be like you could speak the anger out of your mouth. That's going to be anger in your head. When you allow yourself to feel anger in your body, there will not be words. There will be no words that can touch the experience of anger. If you're truly feeling anger, like feeling it, like it's full and feel full, my phone's going to die. If it dies, I love you guys. But we got still 10 minutes. Let's see if it happens. If you're fully feeling anger in your body, which is where your emotional landscape is, it's in your body, then there will not be any words. You won't be able to give it language. When you're truly feeling something, like when you are truly feeling happy or like really deeply feeling sadness, there will be no words. You won't be able to articulate it. Articulation comes after. Articulation is a narration of an experience. So when you're truly in emotion, there's just no words. I've just begun the science part of it, and it is giving me so much more insight into how to process and understand. I love that. Like, I love it, and it's not for me. I prefer to kind of like grope around in the dark and figure it out, and not give my mind too much of a trip on it. Because like I just said, when I make full contact with my feelings in the moment that I make full contact, language is really difficult. Language is really hard. Like when I'm really honest with the feeling, you shut off language just for a second, even if it's just for a moment. That is indescribable. No matter what's there, whatever the emotional experience is now, if I just that's not something that we can talk about. It has gone from my head into my body as fibromyalgia. Oh goodness, that's a whole nother topic. Healing the body by healing your emotional state is a whole nother topic. I'm glad you brought it up, Dory, because it's one I'm also been kind of like hedging at talking about, because it kind of sounds unbelievable. I'm glad that you see the connection. And just be really gentle with yourself. Really, really gentle with yourself. Like, don't blame your anger for your fibromyalgia too deep. Like, know that it's all here to bring you home. And the body's the conduit, right? And when we stick something in, so let's say it's anger, the body is the conduit, and if it gets stuck, then we have disease. And there's also like, we are only ever something right now. So we are only ever angry right now. We're only ever happy right now. We're only ever sad right now. It's never like this ongoing thing. Same thing with our health. The anger was all valid. The fiber was from years of abuse to self and from others. Anger, all emotions are valid, sweetheart. All of them are valid. Oh my God, all of our emotions are valid. Every single one. Every single one. It's okay to feel how we feel. It's okay to react the way we react. When it hurts us, or we start to notice that it's causing us, like, I call, like for me, it's about my well-being. And that's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, everything well-being. When I start to notice that it's affecting any of those, that's when I go in. That's when I sit down in my bed and I just, okay, anger or whatever you are, peel the labels off and just feel it. Let it take me to my knees. Let it have me, whether it's for 20 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, or 2 weeks. The processing and the freedom that I have because I allow this all to be here is my freedom. Yep. And I had several people tell me it wasn't valid, just get over it, and it would make me rage. Of course you're gonna of course. Here's the thing. It's like, if we are feeling something, you go to a child and they're feeling something, and you tell them not that they shouldn't feel it, watch what their reaction is. It's like, what the fuck? You can't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. I feel something. You can't take that away from me. Right? It's almost like, in a sense, somebody can tell you, you shouldn't think cows are purple. And you can be like, okay, I guess, yeah, whatever. I can see that cows are black. You can't do that with emotions. There's nothing logical. There's no rationality to how I feel. If I'm afraid, I'm fucking afraid. I can't talk myself out of that shit. I gotta feel it, and I have to be okay with it. Like, okay, I'm afraid. I'm terrified. It's okay. Dude, it's okay I'm afraid. It's okay I'm angry. It's okay I feel weak and pathetic. I don't want to feel weak and pathetic. I know you don't want to feel weak and pathetic, but it's okay. You feel that way. It's okay. Do you get it? Like, I don't want to feel weak. I don't want to feel pathetic. I don't want to feel like shit. But guess what? I feel those things. I do. I'm not gonna lie. So I stopped lying to myself. I just said, okay, I'm gonna feel this way. And all of the emotions that we have words for, they all have alchemy. They all have their I'm trying to change the word alchemy to art because it's way more interesting to me this way. It feels, this is my art. This is how I paint. This is how I morph my life into beautiful things, is by feeling what I feel. I'm hearing finding balance. All emotions are equal. They are. Don't give one emotion a higher place. Yes. Just honor each without titles attached. Much easier when you do so, Shane. It's so much easier. Like I'm talking about emotions and anger and things like that because that's what we do with language. But like when I experience things, I'll say, oh, the tendernesses are here. And it flows much easier there. Like if I go, oh, there's anger here, sometimes, and if Jenny, if you're still around, this might be one too, is like to let go of the label of anger and let yourself feel whatever's there. Let go of the label of rage. Let go of the language of helplessness. Just let yourself feel what's here. And don't talk yourself out of it. Talking yourself out of how you feel from your mind usually, only works for like a second or 2 or 3. Or B, feels like crap. Feels like a lie. Like, I'm to the point where sometimes I can process it. I'm like, oh, there's something here, and it's like, woof, woof. I feel it like that, and it's gone. And I don't even know what it was. And I'm like, okay, there went that. So, we don't have to sit in hours and hours and hours of processing, although that's okay. But we don't have to. We can feel life fully right here, right now. And in that, we won't yell at our children or yell at each other. And here's the thing, listen, if you yelled at people, if you've hurt their feelings, if you've been mean, it's okay. The behavior is painful, and you can apologize for the behavior, but how you felt behind it, it's okay. You're not the devil. You're not the worst human being in the world. Nobody taught you Nobody told you it was okay. Nobody allowed you to be who you are and said, hey, it's okay. You're angry, you get mad, you have a bad day. I still accept that. Shit happens. Let's move on. Don't really do what, Dory? And I only have a couple seconds. I think the phone's gonna die. But don't really do what? You wouldn't be better off punching throats. I've been there. It doesn't feel that good for longer than like a second. And internally, we all internalize it, right? Everybody does. Like, that's the myth. The myth is if I strike out, if I had just spit my anger out at somebody else, I wouldn't be hurt. I wouldn't be hurting inside. That's bullshit. Trust me, punching somebody in the face is momentary relief. It doesn't last. Unprocessed emotions, they can last forever. And not really, because they're constantly moving. But when we hold on to it or something, that's when it starts to hurt. That's when it starts to be like, it's a myth. It's a myth that expressing your anger outward is going to make you feel better. It's not. It will make you feel worse in the long run. Or you're going to have to express your anger outward more and more and more and more and more and more in order to feel better, like this person did. I had to yell all day long until I was hoarse. I don't really lash out. No, it doesn't make you feel better. If you punch somebody, first off, punching somebody, and maybe because I'm a woman and I'm not violent normally, does not feel good. And it made me feel like a really horrible person. I don't really lash out at people I love. I often tell people in the moment I'm upset, they know I don't know what more I could do better. Yeah. Well, it sounds to me like you're expressing it. All you need to do for yourself is let yourself know it's okay to feel the way you feel. You don't need anybody's permission to feel the way you feel. You don't need somebody else's validation. Just your own. To say to yourself, like I do right now, like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired right now. I feel really tender. I also feel a shit ton of gratitude, like for all of you guys here and anybody watching this later, like all of it. I don't really feel, you feel like you don't feel a grudge. Yeah. So it's really about, oh, Dory, for you, it's about letting yourself off the hook. If that makes sense. It's just, let yourself off the hook for staying angry. It's okay that you've been angry for so long. It's okay. It's okay to hold a grudge. It's just that shit hurts. Hey, Natalie. It's okay. You've been angry for a long time. It's okay. There's so much more underneath it, right? There's the pain of being let down. There's the pain of being lied to, of being misunderstood, the pain of having to hold it together, of being responsible, of not being able to, like, lose it, not being able to lean in, not being held, pain of not being seen or loved or cared about, pain of being betrayed. That ball of anger is way more than just anger. That's why it sticks around. That's just what I pick up. That's what I feel behind that. The deep, right? The deep. And in there is freedom. And all of that. And all the feelings that we don't want to feel that feel like scary is all fuck. That's where freedom is. Freedom is not in anger. It's not in anger. Now, anger is amazing. It's going to change things for you. The point where I found joy is where I stop in the moment and recognize that I'm feeling. Oh, fuck yes, Shane. That's such a good point. Like, there's something intense happening and you just stop everything. Why is it we think we don't have time? Like, this is stupid. This whole thing, like, I don't have time to feel my feelings. And then the body does something brilliant. The body gets a backache or fibromyalgia or a flu. And it says, I'll give you time. I'll give you time to feel the stuff that is so vital to your life. I'll give you time and space to feel it. It's beautiful. Fuck, I love how it works. I love this mechanism of being in a body and being emotional and all of it. It's amazing. And he just hit it right on the head. Dink. He just found a stop for 1 second in this moment. I'm feeling something. I don't even have to know what it is, but I'm feeling. Okay, you guys. Time's up for me. People are waiting for me downstairs. It's been my absolute pleasure to be here with you guys. I so appreciate you hanging out, being here in this conversation with me, being interested in the topic. Like, that's big. That's really big. It's a scary topic. It's big, and I so appreciate you. I was trying to find the fun in my fibro. I laid up with the migraine yesterday. There's your sweet, sweetheart, Dory. Let it out to play a little bit more. Thank you, guys. And again, there's, thank you, Natalie. There's a little button of PayPal if you'd like. Again, there's no obligation, guys. I'm just putting it out there to receive. That's all. Thank you. And take care of you.